Check. There you go. You got it? Nick did it.
And then we'll get into the instead of band playback and them going through and having a band, we'll break and Anya's gonna split people up. Like, hey, you guys work on the rhythm section, you guys work on drums or whatever, and they'll be mixing for the house.
Oh, from
Yeah, we have all the tablets over here.
Oh, I mean, but you have the music is okay.
Yeah, so the music is playing back. It's all the same channels as if when it was live.
Right.
We just recorded it live, and now we're playing it back through the same channels, and
Okay.
it's just like virtual sound check.
All right. Well,
It's all the same as if they were here, except they're not.
we got one person here.
What's up, one person?
Hello, one person.
What's your name? Anthony. Spell it. Got it. Anthony. Anya, Nick. I don't know why I'm talking to the mic. It just makes me feel
I'm gonna
powerful.
talk to Mike too. Nice to meet you, Anthony.
Anthony, come
what,
on down.
What brings you here today, Anthony? You heard about us?
Awesome.
Okay. All right.
I'm interested a lot in live sound.
Copy that.
A man after Neil's heart.
Copy that. You have any experience so far in live sound?
Yeah, so I like started learning at my church.
Ah.
And I got the opportunity to be able to set up the sound system
Nice.
and learn like on the way. Like,
How long have you been doing that at church?
so it's like my second year.
Oh, okay.
there. And yeah, it's been going good. I've been learning along the way, and it's very nice.
You know what mixing console you guys had there at your church?
We have the Allen EQ24.
Got it.
Nice.
No, the
Nice.
32, yep.
Nice.
Got
Believe it
you.
or not, I started in this industry in my church.
Really?
They told me I was too young to join the choir. Well, no, I was in the choir.
Yeah.
They said, you're too young to be here. So I said, all right. And I went over there, and they said, come on over here. And then when I was old enough, the choir was like, you can come back. I said, nope. You didn't appreciate it. I'm over here now with the audio crew. Yeah. And Robert says this, and a lot of people say this, man. Doing sound in church is actually one of the hardest places you will ever do sound. Because when we're out in the corporate places, we have our clients. Yep. Our clients will tell us something, and then sometimes we're subcontracted, and so our clients have their clients who might tell them something, but that's about it. When you're in church, you got the pastor, you got the worship leader, you got the background singers, you got the mother on the front row, you got one of the ushers in the back, you know, you got whoever's over the deacons, head deacon, trustee board, however your church is set up. Everybody will come and tell you how to critique your mix, or how to set your levels, or, oh, I can't hear this, or this is too loud. And not only is that one thing that you won't deal with in the world, but also when you're at church, most of the times the people that are there that are saying these things to you, they don't really have an understanding of the concept of, when I'm in a corporate environment, they have paid a price, you know, and the person who is paying is realistically the person who dictates what goes on around here. A lot of times that person is the one who put all of this together, versus when you're at church, or sometimes even in government agencies, because government agencies, they're just like, you're here to do the sound, and any different person with a government badge will come and tell you something to do. And it's like, hey, you know, you can't go to church and be like, hey, you didn't pay for this. You know, you can't be in the government. I used to work for the SEC. They'd ask for stuff. I can't be like, oh, well, you didn't pay for that. You know, in the corporate world, a lot of times there's different estimates, proposals that are given to them. And sometimes the stuff that they want was proposed, and they said, well, no, we don't want to, let's go over here for cost reasons. So when they come back and they ask you for something over here, you be like, hey, well, you guys didn't choose to do this. This is what we have on site. This is what we can accomplish. In church, you just got to make it happen. You better go pray for a miracle to get done whatever they're asking you for. So I only say that to say is a lot of times people say, you know, I started doing sound in church, and they don't say it with as much pride as I feel like they should, because there's this idea that if you do sound in church, you're not really a sound person. And it all depends on what church you go to. You know, some churches are running full-scale productions every Sunday. And if you're doing sound in your church, you're probably working more than some of these techs who are out here freelancing, because they're not on a gig every Sunday with the same type of expectations that we were talking about. And so just want to say, man, you know, it's a good place to start. Like I said, that's where I started. But also, like, if you can make it, especially in now post-COVID, where everybody's streaming and church has literally become a production. And it's not to say it's a bad thing. From our standpoint, as technicians, we should approach it as such, because we should approach it with the understanding that even though this is church, even though the mission is to communicate the word of God, or the word of whatever God the church that they're with, it's still, this man turned me down, it's still a real thing, still a production. And so, yeah, anybody who's at church, man, that's good. Be proud of that. Yes. Oh, well, I guess we can, Neil, I'm looking at you. You know I can talk, bro. We good?
No, not you, Nick.
Cool. All right. Well, as soon as Anye turns me back up, I don't know why.
I
don't know why. I don't know if y'all noticed, he purposely made his mic louder than mine. Y'all see that, right? Okay, cool. It's not just me.
I'm gonna add some effects to mine too.
Oh, he's gonna have reverb and delay on his. Cool. Is that matcha? Yeah, that's a matcha you got right there.
Everything green.
Oh, okay. My daughter showed me this video.
Is it spinach?
You know, yeah. She showed it to me yesterday, and I just looked at her like,
Check. Test.
Thank you for
There
the
we go.
laugh, daughter. We got to check your settings on this thing. All right, so everybody's here. Welcome here. Hey, no, do your thing, brother. Please be professional. Welcome here.
up, y'all?
Robert, you ready? We Neil said we can start, so I was about to start unless you want us to hold off.
All right, go ahead. Open this up, Robert.
I'd like to welcome New Wave Audio here today, New Wave Media today. They're here to talk about their company, talk about what they do. They'll have you guys get involved with some hands-on stuff. Do I really need a microphone? Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
For the
They'll get involved.
for everyone.
Right, for everyone. They'll get everybody involved in what they're doing. And, you know, without further ado, welcome.
Thank you very much, Robert. Thank you very much. And thank you for the claps. But honestly, man, we really need y'all to clap it up for Robert, because
Yes.
we would not be here if not for Robert in several different ways. One, we wouldn't be at Omega if not for Robert. And two, we probably wouldn't be able to sit here and talk to you guys and tell you all the great and wonderful things that we've been able to do if not for the support that we've gotten from the Omega graduates, which we have that because of Robert. So again, let's give it up for Robert. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, so we are New Wave Audio. I am Nick. I'm sitting because I had a job
Short.
place industry. Yeah, well, yeah, and you can
He's short.
You can't tell how short I am when I'm sitting. But no, I hurt myself on the job. Don't be like me. And so that's why I have I'm sitting here. Nick and Anye here. It does not look the way it's spelled, but Anye, think Kanye, no K. That's what I did for years. Yes, sir.
Hope you get well soon.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And so we're New Wave Audio. We've been doing this here with Omega now. I think this is year number 3. Yeah, we started in 23.
Wow.
So 23, 24. Now we're in year number 3. And every time we come here, we come here, talk a little bit about what we do, what could be expected if you come and work with us. And usually we have a band behind us. Today, they're here in spirit. But what we're gonna do once we talk about what we do and answer a little bit of your questions, we got all these tablets over here. We're gonna pass them out. We look like we got a tablet per person. We're gonna pass out all these tablets, man, and we're gonna actually show you guys what we do and how we do it. So let's jump into it. We've been together as a company since 2022, but we've been together as bros since we met on site 2015. I was working at the Marriott. I was managing the AV labor there. I was working for a company called American Audio Video Center that got bought by PSAV, which is now known as Encore. And Anya was coming in with another company, which is now known as another company. But Anya came in on site, and I was immediately able to recognize this guy knows his stuff. And it's the level of experience and understanding that Anya came with was not something that was standard that we saw on a regular basis. And so I did my best to get him on site as much as possible. The more time we went on site, the more time we spent on site, the more I learned from him, but I just didn't tell him. And we began to work together in each other's businesses until 2022 when we decided to join forces like the Avengers, and we started New Wave Audio. And since 2022 to now, we've probably done about 1,000. Oh, I'm sure we've done 1,000 events. Yeah, about that much. And so it's a lot of what we're going to show you today is out of those thousands of events, at least 400 of them is what we're going to show you right here.
We're going to show you all 400.
We're going to show you every 400 gig right here. The name says New Wave Audio, but we actually do full-scale production. Of course, we're both audio trained. I guess that's where we started. In my endeavors with the convention center and with Marriott, I learned a lot about video, lighting, projection, and things like that. And so when we came together as a company, we decided we wouldn't just do audio. We started doing a lot of full-scale productions. So we do that as well. We branched into camera work, video work. We've been asked to provide equipment for various exhibits, some on the National Mall and things like that. So we're growing, we're expanding, and like I said, we wouldn't be able to do that without the help that we get from Robert and the graduates from New Wave Audio, from Omega. So that's why we're here again, because hey, man, we're building and we love to build with y'all. All right, so any questions for you all? We will have time for questions afterwards, but I just want to make sure I address any questions because I'm moving fast.
Would it be alright if we showed our resumes, or is that unnecessary?
You can definitely do that. I would say hold it to the end. That way I don't have to try to keep up with it while, yeah, it's all good. And your name?
My name is Joe.
Joe?
Yes,
Joe.
J-O-E.
J-O-E. Nice to meet you, Joe.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
so we have, in our processes of building our business, we have a couple of relationships with some agencies, entertainment agencies. And these entertainment agencies, they provide bands for different and various things, mostly weddings, a lot of weddings, galas, and small events like that. And so Anye, in his wisdom, created these systems that you kind of see before you that are very low footprint, but very big sound that allows us to be able to go in, have a small footprint that we take up in these spaces, but also be able to have a lot of sound and provide a professional sound. And so if you look behind you, if you can see behind me, in the rack behind me, it is a X32 rack, and that is our board, Behringer. Yep, Behringer X32 rack. That's our board.
Somebody knows
that we use. And with that being said, we actually are a Behringer house. And it's simply just because we started in that ecosystem and we decided to stay there so that all the stuff that we bought could work with itself. And we were able to get a lot done with Behringer. Between the X32 racks, we have some X32, we have a compact, we have an M32 compact, we've got a full size, we've got a wing compact, We've got a few of the Midas Airs and the Behringer X Airs. And so we've got the stage boxes, we've got the DL16s, we've got some SL16s, we got the DL153. So all of our stuff kind of works together in that, what would you call that? The ecosystem.
ecosystem.
Yes.
You
In
said
that, thank you.
You
So we stay in that because it just makes sense, you know. Are there better boards out there? Yeah. And are we looking at them? Yeah. But for us to get into them, it's a large jump because there's a lot of undertaking that we'd have to do, and there's a lot of learning, and then we have to teach our whole staff. And so right now, if you come with us, you're gonna definitely know some Behringer stuff. So we typically take out on these events, like I said, of those 1,000 events that we did, 400 we typically take. You see two bottoms. We have different types of subs. These are 15-inch subs. We have some 18-inch subs. These are JBLs. We have some JBL 18s. We have some RCF 18s. And then we have the tops that we use here. Is this 32s? So these are the NX32s. So we have 12-inch tops. We got some 15-inch tops. And so we use a lot of those. If you'll see, these are RCF. We definitely love RCF, and we have the majority of our speakers are RCF. We started with QSC, as a lot of people do, but Anya is constantly this guy just does research, and he's like, man, this one and that one and this one. And we found that for the price point and for the footprint, again, we're able to get a really good sound out of these RCFs. So if RCF was to ever hear this, like, come on, man, see us. We have
Sponsorship.
give us with a dealer tag or something. But so also in the rack that we have behind us, so with the X32 rack, there's a stage box in there. There's 4 wireless mics in there. There's an antenna DA in there. There is a router, because you need to have the router if you're going to be using the wireless tablets. And then typically we'll roll out with a separate rack that has the in-ears. We keep those separate from the handheld, so we minimize RF frequencies, whatever that is, where they step on each other. Interference, thank you. So we'll keep those in a separate rack, and we typically go out with a band, maybe 5-piece drum sets, maybe six-piece drum sets. We'll maybe have keys, guitar, bass, drums, 3 or 4 frontline singers, and a couple horn players. And so typically we go out and we're servicing anywhere between an 8 and 11-piece band. And this is the system that we do it with. And we're typically in rooms that are designed as reception hall spaces. These rooms typically have anywhere 100 to maybe 300 people in them. And this system will get it done for that space. And that is what we are coming here to show you all today. So what we did today, we did not bring the band in. They're just busy. But we do have a recording from plenty of bands that we work with. So what we're going to do, we're going to play back this recording, and we're going to get these tablets in your hands immediately so we can get you all a chance to, for those who've never seen it, get you all a chance to look at it and see how we do it. Right now, the board has been completely initialized. So we're going to be going through, we're going to be setting gain structures. We're going to be labeling channels. We're going to be setting EQs, compressions, gates, all that kind of stuff. And you all will actually be mixing for the house. And before we get started, I should have asked this from the beginning. Has anybody been here before? Anybody seen us do this before? Neil has. Neil has. Okay, cool.
He cheated.
Behind Anthony, I thought you looked familiar, so I was like, have you seen this before? But I guess this, okay, cool. Any other questions before we get started? Go ahead, Joe.
What skills or experience do you value most in new hires?
So
The question was, what skills or experiences do we value most in new hires?
Yeah, so we're very, the way our company is structured, we are bigger on who you are and how you operate than we are on your audio skills, which is reversed for a lot of people. So in other words, punctuality is huge to us. How you speak to us, how you speak to coworkers, how you speak to clients is huge. how you are maintained. In other words, how you're dressed. If we have a certain specific attire that we say, come in this attire, are you following that, or are you kind of doing whatever you want? You know, your attitude toward work, toward learning. Those are the things that we value the absolute most. We say this time and time again. We have techs that are either qualified or are great. People love them on site, but they can't be there on time. We've gotten rid of them strictly because they can't be there on time, and they're great. People love them, but the things that we value are those things first, and then we'll get to the audio skills. If you can't be on time, we've got another tech. I'm not going to put any names out. We've got another tech who is great with the skills and is on time, but has blown up a couple times on site. In other words, they got into a situation, they became a hothead. We have no tolerance for that. I don't care how good you are. Doesn't matter. You're out of the door. Because we want you guys to represent us first and foremost, not necessarily New Wave, us first and foremost. So if we put our hand on you, our stamp on you, and send you out, we want your character to reflect who we are and who we want to be to people, how we want to leave our clients feeling. So those are the biggest things for us. We also work on the audio scale, of course. We also work on the tech scale if you want to do video, lighting, whatever. But those are the things that we value first and foremost before we even get to the technical side. Great question, Joe.
And one of a main reason for that, we don't have a sales division. We don't make sales calls. There's not even really, there's a thing on our website where you can hit us and ask us for information. But we've been able to do all of this based off of our reputation. And so, simply saying, our clients love us, and it's because of how we take care of them and because of the consistency that we provide for them. They know that if they call us to do something, they know what to expect from us. They know we're going to be on time. They know we're going to be dressed properly. They know we're going to take care of their clients properly. And so it's a thing that if you cannot do those things, then you cannot work with us, because then that's not New Wave. It doesn't matter how technically smart you are. These are the core values of what makes us us, and these are the core things that keeps us working, which allows us to be able to bring people in and bring you all in. So,
yeah, we found in this industry, if your skills aren't recognized, in other words, like if you're an audio tech, right, and you go into a situation and nobody says a word, nobody says, oh, this sounded amazing, nobody comes up and says, oh, you handle those lavs like a champ, or the drum set was sounding great. If nobody says anything to you, you're doing a great job.
Great job.
And the reason I say that is because as long as you're not, if you come in, you're a hothead or you're late or whatever, you're not getting callbacks. People are going to be like, well, they can't be here on time, or they just cussed out the client, or they just did whatever. You're not getting calls back. But if you're an okay audio engineer and all those things line up, you're great on site, you're trying to learn, you're respectful, you're well-mannered, you're well-groomed, they're calling you back every single time. I want that person in here, I want that person in here, I want that person in here. Every single time you get a call back. And you can learn and build upon those audio skills. My point is that maintain yourself, govern yourself accordingly when you go onto these gigs. Make sure you understand what the expectation is from us, from the client, as far as attire, as far as attitude, all that kind of stuff. All of us go through things, leave those at the door, come in and we have a great job. Like, I still say it all the time. I mix bands and high-end officials and all that stuff for a living. Like, I make a living by going in and doing parties. Like, that's crazy to me. So for us to go into these places and to have some type of issue and throw our attitudes all around is like, why? Like, why? We do amazing work. It's very gratifying. We love what we do, so you should too. Any other specific questions about our business, about gear, about the rig, specific speakers, console? You guys familiar? What's up? What's your name?
Logan Smith.
Logan Smith. What's your question?
I was wondering where you guys operate, like whereabouts. Just like, do you guys operate in the DMV, or are you kind of a nationwide kind of deal?
Where do we operate within the nation?
So I would say wherever the budget can afford us. And the only reason I say that is because if you're going to bring us outside of the DMV, there's a cost associated with it. And most times, a lot of times, you might be able to find somebody local who could do the job and not cost as much. That being said, there are times when our clients like, hey, we just want y'all. So they're going to make it work. They're going to figure it out however in their budget. There are some times where they may want a specific person and there's no gear involved, but it's just like, we need a specific person. One of our techs, who just so happens to be my brother, and I'm not sure how he took this gig underneath my nose, but he went to the Dominican Republic just because they were like, hey, we have all the equipment, we got all that, we just need one of your top techs, and we'll fly him down, put him in a hotel, we're gonna do an event, and that's that. And so I guess that means we are international. I just realized that. Yeah. So I would say wherever the budget.
Yeah, I would say also it's mostly like I was saying earlier to somebody. I think it was Bill. I'd say 70% are DC area, like in DC, and then the rest of it is kind of scattered around DC. So Maryland, Virginia. We go to Pennsylvania a lot. Well, I'd say like once a month on average. So we go to Pennsylvania quite a bit. But then every now and again we have those one-offs. We've been in New York, we've been to Cali, we've been to the DR. Like every now and again we'll have kind of those far splashes, but mostly DC area, and then scattered around there for the most part. Yeah.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Everybody good? You guys familiar with the Behringer X32? Have you guys mixed on it before? A little bit?
More of like a Midas, but it's the same, kind of the same thing.
Yep. Midas where?
I do.
Where are you mixing?
Mixing.
What's your name, man?
Isaiah.
Isaiah.
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's
Oh, okay.
Where are you mixing at, Isaiah?
Or where did you use the Midas, I should say?
I do live sound for my church, so we have the Midas M32 live.
Got it.
With your chest. Say I do for my church.
Yeah.
That's
M32.
right. That's right.
SM32?
M32.
Oh, M32.
Yeah.
So Midas, actually I think Behringer bought Midas, and they got together and they had this great child, which is the X32 behind us. And then they said, you know what, we got an even better version, and it's the M32. And it's very much the same. The preamps are different.
Yeah.
And I think
Everything else-
that's about it.
I mean, the hardware itself, like what they make, the components they make it with. But like, for those who don't know, like what Nick was saying earlier, we've got the X32 rack. They've got a physical fader version of the X32. They've got the M32, which Isaiah mixes on, and they've got like an M32 core, which is like kind of like the rack but a smaller version. All of these different consoles. There's a X32 compact, X32 full size, M32R, which is a compact version, M32 full. There's all these, the rack, the core, they all have the same brain. So in other words, I could take a scene from that and put in any one of those consoles and mix the same show. The faders line up with each other, the input channels line up with each other. So they all have the same brain. You could take a scene from one and mix on the other one. If you know one, you know the other ones. You can use the same app for all of them, all that kind of stuff, just for those who don't know.
And even the wing, I think we tried it. We tried to use a scene on the wing.
We haven't, but we read that you could.
Oh.
You could pull some stuff over. I'm not sure if it all translates.
So Behringer has made the wing now, which is even a step above the M32. And even if everything doesn't translate, it still speaks to all the same stuff.
Right.
So we've connected our stage boxes to it, and it works just fine.
Any other questions?
All right,
Cool.
so we are going to invite you all to get out of your seats, actually, and come over here and grab some tablets. And we're going to start playing this back, and it should be enough for everybody. And if not, I can lend my iPad. Anybody didn't get one? Everybody got one?
Yeah.
All right, great.
Yeah. Oh,
My
great.
buddy when it first came out, and I got the turbo sound speaker.
Were you able to see it?
I need to update.
Oh yeah, you're already connected. We're gonna play.
No, but yeah. No, we same thing, but they're easy to. Are you using what app are you using? The Mission Station or is it?
All right, so I'm gonna start playing this back,
I think it's like.
and we're gonna go through this process.
Yeah, Mission Station is great. That's what I use most.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I just gotta split you guys into different groups. So I
All right. Who's not connected? Everybody's connected. Connected.
Won't stop leaking. I got your back without you even asking. If I gotta whip somebody's tail, I'ma do it with passion.
All right, cool. Everybody's
When it
connected.
gets
All right,
too
so
dangerous,
I'm gonna split you guys off into sections. We're gonna do something kind of cool. Any drummers? Any drum heads?
ain't gotta
One.
call 911. You can
All right,
hit me
since I tell you what,
Girl,
you
you
three
know
right here.
I'm
I'm gonna have you
the
guys
one
and
you
you
need
on
some.
drums. So here's what I'm gonna do.
And let you feel when you just can't sleep. I'll slide through for you with an urgency. Might rock the boat, don't panic. Might take you home to Atlanta. Might be watching in forgotten.
that's a
No,
good
you
question.
like to back up for mine. Stop like handsome. You tall, dark, and I'm handsome. Grab something new but old fashioned.
No.
Look at me, I get to be your man. Things don't go as planned, but who gon' save you like I can? Ain't gotta go 911.
You already started.
Yeah.
Drum 1 through 8 is already in there.
I'm the one whenever you need some. In an emergency or when you just can't sleep, I'll slide through for you with an urgency. They go to that bridge thing, right? Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang.
Hey, we got mono keys. Yeah, all among the folks. We got mono keys. No, we got one.
Ain't gotta call 911. You can hit me up, yeah. Girl, you know I'm the one whenever you need something. An emergency or when you just can't sleep. I'll slide through for you with an urgency. With an urgency. Urgency. With an urgency. Wait it on that. How you gonna do it? How you gonna do it, baby? Okay, then that. Okay.
Drums are muted. Drums are muted.
All right,
And then vocals.
Go to your section on the X-Live, or you don't know how to get to it.
You talking to me? I know how to get to it. Yeah. You want to go to 3? Is that 3? I just took it to 3. I just took it. Is that 3? 2, 3, 4. But the VCs are
Oh,
muted.
you see it. So yeah, leave it on. Yeah, leave it right there. All right, cool.
I don't know. The DCAs are unmuted. I thought you unmuted them.
It's not. It doesn't update.
All right. So you only want drums?
Yep.
That's drums. All right.
For a minute.
Cool.
Alright, cool.
So,
you guys got drums?
so,
So
so while we're doing that, let's talk about DCAs, right? So, I don't know if you guys, I know you guys, anybody use digital boards here?
I have, yeah.
What you use?
I use the Maggie, the ones that school has.
Okay. Okay. How about you?
I can't remember the name of the app, but it's very similar to this app.
Okay.
That might be the company I was working for used, but it's very similar layout to this.
Cool.
Just slightly different.
I'm sorry. I need your name again.
Jack.
Say
Jack.
Jack.
Yeah.
I was about to say Jeff. Jack. You know what you use? The board you use?
I've used the one at school, but no.
Cool. You too. Anthony and Adrian. All right, Adrian and Andrew. Cool. All right, so we're here. We can all get it. All get that. So what we've done right now is there's a layer over here called DCA. I should know what it stands for. I don't know what it stands for. But what it does is, if you go in here and you tell you hit the edit button, for example, all the different channels pop up, and you select what channel goes into the DCA. So when you put them in that DCA, what it does is, as you raise this one fader up and down, it raises them no matter what level you already have for them, it raises them up and down. Now the reason why that becomes beneficial, because like let's say you're mixing vocals, and you got one singer who's super hot, one singer who's not, and you got other singers that you pan different ways, and so you've got them all set, and you got them all where they sound real good, but now you need to bring them all down at one time.
Okay.
Instead of trying to keep it here and pull it down like this, you put them all in a DCA, and then you pull it down.
It's
in
like
the DCA.
grouping.
Yeah, it's like a group.
Nice, a group master, correct.
Okay.
And so, Anya, did you stop it?
Yep.
All right, cool. And so that's what DCAs are. So right now, we're going through and we're putting all of the different types of instruments in the DCA. So right now in DCA 1, you can see we put all the drums in there,
Okay.
right? And so if you come here to DCA 2, that should be bass, right?
Bass.
And DCA 3 should be guitar, which it is. That's going to turn green in a second because that's just the color that we use.
Okay.
Mine's not loaded. Can you actually? Can you see your tablet?
Do you have
And
like a
so-
standard color coding for?
It's just
usually?
something. It's not a standard as much as it is that like we started it, and so
Yeah.
it is now a standard.
Okay.
And the only reason why is just because like initially like when I go to different places now, I use the same color
Yeah.
because I've just gotten used to it.
It makes it easy.
When I see blue faders, I'm already thinking drums.
Okay.
Right? When I see a green fader, I'm already thinking guitar. A red fader, I'm already